And where are we? I hate to.
So, county section on by 20, field bid section, items on the questions. We're supposed to come back down on the 522 for main section. That's what we discussed at the pre-meeting. They have items, and then shall we to discuss overall PNC. Nobody showed up on 27. Um, the guy there waiting for the reinspection. Now, nobody showed up in the reinspection. So that's first and foremost. Which is 20. I'm not sure if we will provide a no notice why we would not be on some side. We went something back to. So our guys are ready. I don't have anything directed to the original list. 20th, nobody knows.
Anybody know why we didn't show up on the 22nd?
Oh, the landlord came prepared, the city? Not so much. In court, that's a bad look. When the enforcing party fails to show, it raises big questions. Is this miscommunication or negligence?
Exactly what. Just for the one in that hall. I really have this works, works, slide. Addressing all these issues, what else? All that knowledge is so, yeah. I would want to continue to drive his actions. I'm still going forward. I would like that to work still forward.
I was in court. Joe Myers and Gary were in court as well. We had other inspectors, we were inspections occur. We had guys ready. No reason to know that they were not going to show up. There was no joke anymore. No, one here. That there's no reason for them to not show up. Provided you that they're not going to show up, or to not arrange for other inspections to come to the property to inspect.
So, I guess I want to make sure I'll call touch base. Is she issuing an order?
So,
Laying out everything, because then I don't.
So Judge Constantine is running for based on what she explained on the record. She will be entering order that appears to be down the property. Basically, as urgently as possible. She will be entering order with regards to tenant request for relocation. That nature. Obviously, we don't know exactly what it's saying, but she indicated on her. Yeah, as well as, instructions to the city for hiring of inspectors, issues with access, being required to inspect within 2 days of a request. And also, making themselves reasonably available for inspection if you're already on site personally. So you start some work and then you're ready. So she's going to go through order up to that.
Do we know when she's going to do that?
She did that we would possibly have a draft of that order.
So Judge Kunke, in a different courtroom, is now controlling repairs, relocation, and inspection deadlines. 2 courts, 1 mess. Who's actually in charge here? Thinking face. This sets the stage for a possible jurisdiction tug-of-war.
The mom is see what it looks like. She's waiting on 1 or 2 fits that myself, legal services are working on in connection with that. No, I spoke with Lou about it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're working on translation. Then if you can't stay or just finding things, send out form based contract to probably yours that you send out. Can be covering, what she's dealing with in terms of understanding repairs as well as how tenants might be relocation systems, from their material amount, hours, as well as whatever they pay to the landlord, since September 17th, so that they can use that towards relocation for the tenants that are still, in problem.
All right, so what I guess I would want to make sure what's contained in that order. We have, this court has escrow fund.
Right. So one of the items that we that I think it's pretty hard to do at this point is that Arbor One will not object to the release of the escrow that's being held by the city or the court. I think the city's agreement requires that like all parties agree to something, so or something of that nature. So the order will clearly say that we're electing a remedy to break the release and move from Arbor One. We won't object to the funds being released, so we can utilize that whatever else.
Oh, so that will be contained in the order.
That, yes, that would be,
Okay. So what it seems like to me, and I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause. I'm trying to reach out to the company and just see exactly what she's doing. She's going to assume, because there's no way the court to do it. By itself.
to the extent that there are sometimes documents to relocated. So one of the things you supposed to be looking for you pay half the rent. I know that's something that
Pay half of their
rent. What it would have been for one. So it's supposed to have me relocated with your intent to come back to Arbor One. So temporarily relocating, so say I want to come to Arbor One once we place the building on the COC. Those folks are required to pay half of their rent during relocation.
Those parties in Florida, she did, and then others, household nations, and future, leading up to speaking tenants, relocation, and controls. We did have, Rico Maguire, to relocate, so now, since you spend from,
Oh. So, I guess I'm curious. So where would, and I realize you don't have any, where would this half rent be paid?
Arbor One. So basically the Arbor One, locates folks to a place that has AC, or is, whatever accommodations are ultimately determined. Just come to you down with most of the you can have them right. And so I believe it is going to be in the front of the order. The last part talked about order. So there's no direction to relocate folks or something in the order that says so they can request you to So I believe that she decided that was going to be a part of the order. Yeah. I'll bring it up then. Something we talked about last time with folks on the belt to establish whether or not to stay. And at that point, we should start with those folks, or if they need to come back to this key side and if that's the case, then we would be subject to that problem. So we just wanted to advise for that would be something that we have to
Okay. So for individuals, I'm just thinking about the cases that are before. So for those individuals,
And here's the big shocker, tenants forced out of unsafe housing still have to pay half the rent, even while living somewhere else. Fair? Or does this feel like the tenants are paying for the landlord's mistakes?
relocated coming down, they would be, let's say their rent's $1,000. They would have to pay $500 to Arbor One. What happens? Okay. What happens with the other piece?
The other piece of the rent.
Yeah, it's just not paid.
I think that was a case that was lost to Arbor One. So the idea is that
Got it.
basically everybody's paying. That was the
whatever that is.
Got it. They pay half of their portion. What happens with the subsidy?
I don't know if it's forward addressed.
Right. Got it.
that's not something got into.
Okay. So I think what I will do is make this a very short here. Um, because it seems to me that if she's going to do all of that, right, I'm not going to do anything and wait and see how it affects the cases that are before me. With reference, so for example, the just taking by way of example the escrow, that really, I think, in some ways negates the escrow order, right? For those individuals that would fall within that classification. Would you agree with that?
Change your escrow order?
Yeah, because what would, so if an individual is intending upon coming back, what the circuit court is saying, they need to pay half of their rent to Arbor One and Arbor One West. My order would indicate that they paid nothing because they have to the court.
Right, so yeah, that's when people engage that and there's both sides, even or better, engage that.
So, of the cases that I have, how do I sort those people out?
Folks who have been relocated versus, so some, we don't know the extent of everyone's desire to be relocated or stay permanently or temporarily. Some folks have also found their own housing at this point. So I think we would need to get a list of folks that have been relocated by R1.
The judge sees it clearly. If the higher court handles everything, why risk conflicting orders? This move, staying the case, is basically the judge saying, "Not my circus, not my monkeys, at least for now."
And, for them about case that maybe cannot stay where they are, or they are getting from suicide. Staying where they are, we can deal with this. If they are intending on coming back from the city side, once they can be available to have CFC, then they will be required to pay the information of that.
Do you have any people still in hotels ever?
It's my understanding nobody's still in the town. Everybody's been located somewhere else.
We just get one of you of that state bill. Next.
How much have you done?
Please.
Case wire into what's going on here. Why that there's that wire more information that you looking for that.
Well, I just want to make sure that the 42 I have, that the orders that are consistent with what's been ordered. That's what I want to make sure. And I guess we can do that sort of on a continual basis, or what I could do, and what I may be inclined to do, is to just issue a stay on these proceedings for me, and then just await the final resolution itself. Or the 9th of June.
Do you stay? Have to adjourn proceedings for say 3 weeks to see if we can sort everybody out. Who's going to do what, when, and where, and then we get some dismissals or CODs or settlement agreements in place.
Something in place.
Yeah.
On these. I'm not. I'm fine. I don't have a problem with it as long as the repairs have been made. Tenants. It sounds like through what the chunk is doing, tenants have been taken into account in terms of what's happening. So, still might work in the trade sale out a while. So that's why
I think once that's over, it's not big and resolved.
Well, why don't I do this? Why don't I adjourn this out to, why don't I adjourn it until the 27th of June? All right. Allow that to kind of take place. That's good. Yeah, all right.
Thank you, Gar. And Lou, you're having to bring your staff out on the 28th. I have pamphlets showing a lot of
a lot of things, you know, it's not.
So what most of it is crowd was buildings, units to go in these buildings, plan, where you know, situation radio students are ready to go, trying to eat ready. There are remaining items for our storage list, but not necessarily because they weren't selected from the original list, but upon two, so we're obviously making decisions in regards to how to come here and do this, you know, where we are for that. We know we are ready for it. Most temporary COCs, there's no reason that those should not be taken. And correction order for you know, some items that need to be done. Those to be provided on the correction order because you did not see individual copy. The temporary COC provided at this point. You get those that are ready to go.
But just kind of be addressed. Issuance of the temporary CEO.
We didn't talk about it. She, and some, it's been discussed. We're, see that someone she was fine for interim solutions on the side of, you know, asking about things that are here to go. You know, hopefully because we've heard to explain to her that we requested the, you know, correction order for some items that, you know, temporary COCs in place. That the correction order can be something should not be out until those items are taken care of on the list. But no temporary COC was ordered by county every time. We also have these of those as well. So we're going to look at internal information that there's no reason folks should be in there. We're talking about items in some of these units that folks recently moved out. One of the things we talked about at our meeting with Steve was that what do we do if we cannot find night shifts? Why do we go down to, you know, 5 days before? You're going to dig up, you can put still count on that in. A lot of these items that are in the report, the most recent submission I see, are in fact some of those things. And issues that are still waiting on inspectors to come out and inspect. We still have inspections scheduled out. So these items are not things that can hold up a COC or a current COC. That can still be corrected and be ongoing while folks are able to get into
Okay. So what I can do at this point is I will cancel my application on 28.
And boom, visuals hit the courtroom. When pictures enter the chat, stories change quickly. The landlord is arguing, look, these units are livable. Let us fill them. But will photos outweigh outstanding violations?